everybody to my first YouTube video. My name is Arvash Supal. I am 20 years old, Scorpio if you need to know. I'm studying political science, international relations. I'm in my final year of undergrad, and it's been one of my very, very big goals to start my own YouTube channel speaking about the queer community in South Africa, uh, identifying with it for the longest period of my lifetime. Um, it is something that I realized I'm not as informed about as I should be. So this series, I'm going to be covering different aspects of being queer in South Africa. So, South African queer history. January 1966, the Forest Town raid. This saw police raid a party in Forest Town, a suburb in Johannesburg, where they found 9 men dressed as women. The police findings are the basis for the anti-homosexuality legislation proposed in the House Assembly in 1967. This further led on in May 1969, the Immorality Amendment Act saw Section 20A criminalize all sexual activities between men at any event where more than two persons are present. The men at a party clause. This also saw the age of consent raise for male homosexual activity from 16 to 19. In 1971 to 1989, the Aversion Project was conducted. Members of the South African Defence Force identified any homosexual person and subjected them to medical torture in order to cure them of their homosexuality. So this was the Aversion Project, and some of the techniques that are most famous to us is the chemical castration and electroshock therapy. So yes, this happened in South Africa. In 1982, GASA, which was the first gay association of South Africa, was founded. However, they were expelled from the International Gay and Lesbian Association in 1987 due to their refusal to condemn apartheid. So GASA was a white, non-political party, and hence their refusal to condemn apartheid because it stemmed into the political sphere of the country, which they were not political. Imagine being gay and not political. Anyway, 1988, GLOW. So GLOW was founded by Simon Nkoli, and GLOW stands for the Gay and Lesbian Organization of Witwatersrand. And this was an explicitly political and racially inclusive organization and had identified and allied itself with the anti-apartheid groups such as the African National Congress and the United Democratic Front. In October 1990, GLOW held the first Pride Parade in Johannesburg, South Africa. This is huge because a Pride Parade signifies the collective unity of queer individuals coming together for their voices to be heard, to advocate for themselves and for their representation in the society and communities that they are in. And so, as June is the International Pride Month, June is also the month in South Africa which we celebrate youth, having celebrated Youth Day on the 16th of June. For South Africans, October plays a huge part in our Pride history, and we celebrate Pride, Pride Month, Pride as a whole in October. Not taking away from June, still love it. Pride should be every day. But anyway, May 1966, after successfully lobbying by LGBT activists, South Africa, in the post-apartheid era, adopts the first constitution in the world that explicitly outlaws discrimination based on sexual orientation. October and November 1998. the ban on sodomy ruled unconstitutional. This saw that Section 20A of the Immorality Amendment Act to be a violation of the non-discrimination clause of the Constitution. So ideally, scrapping that clause that was put into place in 1969. In the 1998 Employment Equity Act, Act 55, this becomes law by prohibiting employment discrimination based on sexual orientation and HIV status, among other categories. This was also the year in which pioneering gay activist Simon Colley, the founder of GLOW, died due to AIDS-related illness. He did a lot for the gay community in South Africa. So yeah, it was a big, big impact on our community. In September 2002, the same-sex adoption rights was established. In March 2003, same-sex parental rights was established. So what this both means is the Constitutional Court ruled that same-sex partners must be allowed to jointly adopt children and adopt each other's children. And the second part, the Constitutional Court ruled that lesbian parents of a child must be legally considered the child's parents. So yeah, this was a big step for parents of the LGBT community in South Africa. In March 2004, individuals were allowed to change their sex legally. The alteration of the Sex Description and the Sex Status Act effects allowing trans and intersex people to legally change their gender. December 2005, the Constitutional Court tasks Parliament with the redefinition of marriage and gives Parliament 1 year to alter the law that states that no same-sex marriages can take place. In November 2006, same-sex marriage is legalized, and in December 2006, we see the first gay marriage take place. And so, in 2007, the Criminal Law Amendment Act equalizes the age of consent to 16 for both heterosexual and homosexual individuals. In December 2010, the gay pride flag is unveiled in Cape Town. A South African gay pride flag designed by Eugene Brockman is flown for the first time in the Mother City by the Mother City Queer Project Costume Party. In April 2011, LGBT activist Nkolo Nogwaza is raped and murdered in an anti-LGBT hate crime as determined by the Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International. This was a huge blow to the LGBT community, considering this happened during Human Rights Month. And yeah, it was one of the sadder aspects of our history. In May 2014, Lynn Brown becomes the first openly gay cabinet member in South Africa and the first in any African country or government. In 2014, the South African National Blood Service ends discrimination against gay men. Instead, SANBS implements a policy favoring donations from individuals in the long-term monogamous relationships regardless of sexual orientation. In September 2016, the South African government declares Steve Anderson, an anti-LGBT pastor from the US who had been proselytizing in South Africa, an undesirable person and bars him in his association for entering this country. That was a lot, and I'm not adding that in. November 2016, the Hate Crimes Against LGBT plus community in South Africa was released, revealing a disturbing level of violence against the community, the LGBT community. And that was a very huge blow where we've seen quite a few of the participants sharing being sexually assaulted, being victims of hate crimes and violence. In 2018, the Civil Union Amendment Bill is passed. The Parliament's National Assembly passes the Civil Union Amendment Bill, which aims to remove Section 6 of the Civil Union Act, making illegal for Home Affairs officials to refuse to marry same-sex couples. Um, However, the struggle still continues, and looking back at the history of equality in South Africa, one should feel proud of the progress that has been made. However, it's not the end, and there's still a longer road to travel, and there's still a lot more we can do in order to get equal treatment in the South African community. So, thank you for watching my video until the end. I hope you enjoyed this quick history lesson, and please like, share, comment, and if I've done or said anything out of context, please don't feel afraid to correct me, and I'm grateful. Can't wait to do my next video. Thank you guys.